everybody, my name is Buzzycombs, and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Dinotopia. Today, I'm going to add some plushies to the park, but before I do that, I would actually like to make a feeder for my tacos. Now, last episode, I ran into my taco enclosure, and they all tried to eat me, even though they're herbivores, and a few of you let me know that they apparently need another feeder because there's just not enough food to go around. And so, with a little bit of crafting magic, we have ourselves a brand new feeder, of which I'm going to situate in this corner over here. And hopefully that will keep my tacos from getting too hungry or angry with me. And with that all nice and tackled, I would like to address my gift shop. Now, a few episodes ago, I went on ahead and asked you guys what I should sell in here, and you all wanted me to sell plushies. The issue, however, is that I couldn't find any dinosaur plushies anywhere, and so I made them myself. So if we take a look over here and search up glazed terracotta, we can actually see that I have made a couple of plushies. And so I'm just going to have to craft a few of these blocks in order to have some adorable little dinosaurs to put up for sale. Now, if we look at it all, it looks like we are going to need white, magenta, cyan, blue, and black terracotta. And so we just have to retrieve and craft a couple of dyes. And I'm a little bit short on quite a few of these, so I'm going to just have to make a bunch of them. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want like 16 of each plushie, so I'm going to have to grab a little bit more dye than I already have. Excuse me, guys. I just need to get a little bit of bone meal without you shooting my bum. Thank you. Now I'll be on my way. So we've got 16 white dye, we've got our green dye smelting to make more cyan, and now we have 16 cyan, which is fantabulous. Next, we have enough blue dye, and we are also going to need to get more magenta. So if I look at here, we got a little bit of pink dye, and do I have any purple? I do. Okay, so let's just craft that, and ta-da! We now have 15 purple dye. The final bits of dye that I'm going to need are black dyes, and I don't have any ink sacks left over. Wait, no, I do have ink sacks. Oh my gosh, I have 12! Yay! So we have 12 black dye, but I would like to get at least 4 more, so we are going to have to go on ahead and kill a few squigs. Hello, my darling Nessies. Don't mind me, I'm just going to go on a quick little massacre. What the heck is happening? What in the world? Okay. So I have no idea what just happened or why, but we have another Nessie. So I think that triggered that somehow. Maybe? I'd honestly thought that my music was playing an ad or something at first, but no, it was in game. Anyways, because we have ourselves a brand new Nessie, of course I'm going to lay it right here, and it's another female. How cute! And I'm just going to act like that never happened and be on my merry way. I really don't know what that was. Okay, so now I have at least 15 of each dye, which means I just need to collect a little bit of terracotta. All right, I think 4 stacks of terracotta should be perfect. And so if we throw this terracotta into the crafting table with a little bit of dye... Oh, wait. I made a lot more dye than I needed. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to make 24 of each plushie simply because I can. And now I just have to smelt all of this terracotta in order to get some glazed terracotta. And just look at how magical that is. We now have a dinosaur plushie. And so we just have to wait for everything to finish smelting. That way, we have all the plushies I've made. And now I have all the plushies. Now, before I can properly place them down, we have a little issue with them where they kind of phase through the earth. And so, to amend that, the friend who helped me make this possible actually made it so that we can place these in item frames. And so, what I'm going to have to do is gather a little bit of leather, some sticks, and even more sticks. And with all of these trusty supplies, I can now make a bunch of item frames. Now, before I can start placing these everywhere, I would also like to make a couple of tables. That way, we can properly display our items in the gift shop. So the first spot I would like to set some tables is, of course, in front of the window. That way we can have a prime display. And then we are just going to line the walls with all the tables we can and start laying down the item frames. Okay, so now that everything's set up, I can finally show you guys exactly what these look like. if you couldn't tell already from this little guy staring me in the face. So first, we have our little Gallimimus, who is so cute. And oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my gosh, what have I done? This is our Gallimimus. This is our Parasaurolophus. This is our Velociraptor, who's giving our para a little smooch. This is our Inky, who is staring into my soul at this very moment. And lastly, we have a Pteranodon. Now, I tried to make plushies only out of critters we actually have in the park, but the Pteranodon was the exception because I really wanted a flyer, but I also wanted a variety of colors, and the concrete doesn't really have many colors to it. And so this is our roster. Now I just gotta splat down a couple more. They are so adorable, and I love them so much. I hope you guys like them too. And there we go. Our little gift shop is finished, and we have so many cute plushies, and I really, really love them so much. I cannot get over how cute they are. And just look at that little face. They're just so precious. Now, even though the gift shop is finished, I am not quite done with my plushie endeavors because I would really like to have a few in my house as well. So first off, I'm just going to have to set one on this table over here. That way we are being watched every time we come in by this adorable little para. And then, of course, we are going to have a couple in my workshop as well, just to spruce up the place a little bit. Then I cannot have a room without a plushie in the corner. And then maybe we could have a couple on the shelf with my little critters. And you know what? I'm gonna slap one on top of this shelf right here. Because why the heck not? And now I would like to grab a little barrel, and we can stuff the rest of the plushies in a little overstock bin right here. And there we have it. We now have a bunch of really cute little plushies. Thank you all so much for the suggestion, and I had so much fun making them, and I hope you like them too. The next thing I would like to move on to is in finally stocking my restaurant. Now, one of you had a really fun suggestion to have the menu based off of every type of diet. So we are going to have one for carnivores, herbivores, and piscivores. I'm not going to make a list for omnivores because honestly, omnivores kind of dabble into a little bit of everything, so they can just order off of every menu. Now, just like last time, I have made a list of all the ingredients I need, and there are a couple of things I actually do not have. And those would be some kelp, pumpkins, honey bottles, sweet potatoes, lemons, and peppercorns. Fortunately enough, I have encountered lemon trees in the past, so I have a couple spare left over in my chest, and I'm going to use these to make a sapling, and I am going to set it down right across the path from the apple tree. Next, I'm going to see if I have any pumpkin seeds. I do. Perfect. And so I'm just going to plant a cute little pumpkin patch right over here and just set down all the pumpkin seeds. Now I need to harvest a little bit of honey, collect a little bit of kelp, and dig out a new little section so I can plant some sweet potatoes. Alright, and the actual final thing I need that I actually have nothing of is peppercorn, which grows in trees in warm biomes. And so I need to go on a quest to find some and hope that my luck decides to smile upon me today. Unlike last time, I am not going to forget to bring some bone meal. And now it's time for Blaze and I to venture out to see if we can find some peppercorn. Wait. Is that? I think I see peppercorn. I think I see peppercorn. Yes, we have peppercorn. Hallelujah. I do not have to travel far for any. And I just need to gather 8 of these. And now I can head home. That was the best trip I could have asked for. Ooh, and I've also just realized that I completely forgot that I also need some ginger. So let's see if... I have 1 piece of ginger left. That is a miracle. And so I'm going to plant this peppercorn 4 blocks away from the lemons. And now I'm going to have to clear out a little bit more room so I can plant my ginger. Alright, and with our new ingredients now planted and our pumpkins merrily growing, all we have to do now is just wait for the sapling to grow because bone meal does not work on it. Awesome! Everything is now grown, so I can start harvesting. And now that I have collected all the fresh new ingredients, it is time for me to start making the rest of them. So in this backpack, I have most of everything that I need. And so the final few ingredients I need to craft are some black pepper, cheese, batter, butter, salad dressing, salt and pepper, some stock, and lastly, corned beef. Now I'm going to scoop up my backpack, grab all my cooking tools, and start cooking the delicious menu for this restaurant. So for the herbivore menu, I would like to make pumpkin cheesecake, honey glazed carrots, Caesar salad, and some roast potatoes. Next for the carnivore menu, I would like to make some mushroom steak, garlic chicken, meat pie, corned beef and cabbage, and some tasty breaded pork chops. For the piscivores, I'm going to make some fish dinner, ceviche, and lastly, some sushi. Now, unfortunately, there is not a lot of room on the wall to put all the item frames, so what I'm going to do is remove the signs and set them up on the counter instead. Now, I'm going to lay down all the menu items, and the menu is now finished. Now, the real question I have is, can I place any of these down? So, let's test with the pie. Nope. The pork chops? No, no, no. Ooh, but what about the cake? Oh, we can't put the cake down. That is so sad. Well, in that case, I'm just going to have to make a storage barrel, and I can check all the leftover food in here. So now my restaurant is finished. Anyways, though, the next thing I would like to do today is address my long-forgotten hot dog stand by making some hot dogs. So to make hot dogs, I'm going to need a little bit of salt and pepper, some bread, ground pork, and a cutting board. So I just need to grind up some pork, mix together a little bit of salt and pepper, grab a little bit of bread, and now I just have to chop it all together, and voila! We have ourselves some hot dogs. Now I'm just going to squeeze an item frame right here and chuck the rest of the hot dogs in the storage cart. Now the final thing I would like to do today is grab a couple of snowballs, turn them into snow blocks, and grab a pumpkin. Now, do you ever wonder why ice cream shops never run out of ice cream? Well, that's because they have snowmen locked in their basements. So now we have an infinite supply of snow, which means we have an infinite supply of ice cream. Which means I can make all the mint chocolate chip ice cream I could ever desire. Yay! Anyways, so on that note, this is the end of today's episode on Minecraft Dinotopia. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribe. And be sure to let me know what I should name my restaurant in the comments down below. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I guess I will see you next time. Bye-bye!